All right, let's just dive right in. In medical and dental schools, problem-based learning, or PBL, is the gold standard for a reason. It's how you literally learn to think like a clinician. But now, a massive new player has entered the game, artificial intelligence. And honestly, it's forcing all of us to ask a really tough question. So picture this. On one side of the screen, you've got a student who is deep in the trenches of a tough case. They're wrestling with textbooks, they're forming hypotheses, hitting dead ends, and slowly, painstakingly building a mental framework. Now look at the other side. A different student types the exact same case symptoms into an AI and bam, gets a perfectly polished differential diagnosis in seconds. And here is the absolute kicker. Both of those students might land on the exact same answer. But the journey they took, the cognitive muscles they either built up or just let weaken, they are worlds apart. One of those processes forges a real thinker. The other, well, it risks creating just a transcriber. So this is the tightrope we're walking today. Is AI this incredible, revolutionary tool that's going to amplify our learning beyond anything we could have imagined? Or is it a super tempting shortcut that could gut the single most critical skill a clinician has, the ability to think clearly under pressure? So here's our game plan. We're going to start with the genuinely powerful ways AI can actually make PBL better. Then, we'll get real about the dangers of outsourcing your own brain. After that, we'll walk through 5 concrete strategies to use AI wisely, introduce a new golden rule for how to approach it, and we'll finish up with what's really at stake for your future. So let's start with the good stuff, the incredible potential. Because look, when you use it with intention, AI isn't just about getting answers faster, it's about making the entire learning process deeper, richer, and way more effective. And we're seeing this play out in 3 huge ways. First up, intelligent tutoring systems. I mean, imagine having a 24/7 expert who can instantly break down a complex biochemical pathway that's making your head spin. Then you've got adaptive learning platforms. These tools actually watch how you're doing and create a personalized study plan just for you, hitting your specific weak spots. And third, and this is a total game changer, is virtual reality. You can practice high-stakes procedures on virtual patients, make mistakes, learn from them, and do it all over again in a completely safe space. And this isn't just hype, you know. The data actually shows these tools work. We're seeing studies with up to a 40% jump in procedural success for students using VR. Intelligent tutoring can boost your long-term knowledge retention by 35%. And yet, exam scores can climb by as much as 25% with these adaptive platforms. So the potential for AI to be a massive learning amplifier, it's very, very real. But, and this is a big but, there's a serious flip side. That same efficiency that makes AI so awesome also makes it a direct threat to the absolute heart of PBL, the development of your own independent critical thinking. This quote right here, it just nails it. See, the point of a PBL case isn't for you to just find the answer. It's to force you to build the mental machinery you need to get to that answer on your own. The moment you let an AI build it for you, you've skipped the entire workout. You've skipped the learning. Think of it like this. The PBL process is like building a bridge from a patient's symptoms all the way to a final diagnosis. The most important part of that bridge is the middle section, that tough, messy, effortful work of clinical reasoning. AI can feel like a jetpack that lets you just leap right over that gap. Sure, you get to the other side, but you never learned how to actually build the bridge. And trust me, you're gonna need that skill for the rest of your career. And there's another hidden trap here. AI models can hallucinate. Basically, they can make stuff up that sounds totally plausible, deliver it with 100% confidence, but be completely, utterly wrong. And get this, research shows that the more complex and specialized your questions get, just like in a hard clinical case, the higher the chance of these confident screw-ups. So relying on AI without checking it isn't just a learning risk, it's a patient safety risk. Okay, so we've got this incredible tool on one hand and this dangerous trap on the other. How in the world do we navigate this? Well, the solution isn't to ban AI. It's to get smarter about how we use it. We need a framework. So let's look at 5 strategies to do just that. Here they are, 5 key moves for everyone. Number 1, critique the AI. Don't just accept what it gives you, fact-check it. 2, set ground rules. Institutions need to be clear about when and how AI is okay to use. 3, design PBL cases that are too messy for AI, with ethical problems and psychosocial factors. 4, double down on the human stuff, empathy, clinical judgment. And 5, embrace what's called hybrid mentorship, where facilitators guide you on how to use AI, instead of just letting you run wild.
Let's zoom in on that last one because it's a game changer. There's this technique called the reflective toss. It's a simple idea, but it's so powerful. When a student offers up an idea, especially one that probably came from an AI, the facilitator doesn't just say yes or no. Instead, they catch that idea, and then they toss the responsibility for thinking right back to the student. It puts the cognitive work exactly where it needs to be.
So, what does that actually sound like? Instead of saying, yep, that's right, the facilitator asks, okay, why do you think that's true? Or what's your evidence for that conclusion? This isn't about grilling you, it's about mentoring you. It forces you to actually own your thought process, to defend your reasoning, and to learn that inner voice of self-questioning that every great clinician has. All of these strategies are really pointing us toward a new, essential principle for how we should engage with AI, not just in school, but for the rest of our careers. It's all about striking a balance. We should absolutely use AI for what it's amazing at, crunching huge amounts of data and getting information at lightning speed. But we have to fiercely protect and develop the skills that are uniquely human, our capacity for deep critical thinking, our empathy, our ethics. Think of AI as your co-pilot, an amazing co-pilot, but you have to stay in the captain's seat. So here it is, the new golden rule, for students, for educators, for everyone. The goal is to flip your mindset. Use AI to help you ask better questions, to explore different angles you hadn't thought of, to challenge your own biases. Not to just go fetch a pre-made answer. You want to be the one directing the tool, not the one being directed by it. And that brings us to the final, and I think the most important point of all. In this new world with AI, we have to be crystal clear about the real purpose of our education. Because when you get right down to it, the goal of a problem-based learning case is never, ever just about getting the right diagnosis. It's the process. It's about building those pathways in your brain for clinical reasoning. It is about learning how to think when the pressure is on and the stakes are real. That is the invaluable thing you are paying for with your time, money, and effort. So, to wrap this all up, here are 3 things to walk away with. 1, AI is a powerful amplifier, but it is not and never will be a replacement for your own brain. 2, your human skills, judgment, empathy, communication, those aren't soft skills. They are your single most valuable and irreplaceable asset. And 3, your goal is to become an active, critical user of AI, not just a passive consumer. And that leaves us with one last question to think about. Based on everything we've talked about, what is one single thing you will do differently in your next PBL session to make sure AI is serving your learning instead of short-circuiting it? Remember that, because the thinking you save today is your own.